We are calling the North Miami City Council meeting into order. Welcome to the city of North Miami, one of the 10 best cities in the United States of America. The winner of 4 national awards in the last 3 years, and the winner of 20 state, local, and county awards in the last 3 years. It's a pleasure to have all of you here with us this evening for this very special council meeting. Today is Tuesday, December 11th, 2012, a little bit past 7 p.m., sitting at the North Miami City Hall, 776 Northeast 125th Street, calling the meeting into order. I'm going to call on, let me see who is here from the police department. Any of the officers back here?
Commander Key is here. Commander Jeff Key is here.
Can we get Commander Jeff Keys to come in and lead us on the Pledge of Allegiance? I'm going to ask everyone to please stand up.
Waiting for the dictator.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Commander Key, for the invocation this evening. Rabbi Lang is not going to be here with us this evening. We wish him well. He just had an operation and he's at home recuperating. So let's ask our city manager to do the invocation for us this evening. Mr. Manager.
Ask that you bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask tonight that you will grant us your knowledge, your wisdom, and your understanding as we all convene here together for the purpose of this great community. We ask all these things. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Manager. Mr. City Clerk, would you do roll call?
Vice Mayor Sterrill. Here. Councilman Galvin.
Here.
Mayor Pierre.
Here.
Councilman Marcellus.
Here.
Councilman Blen.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. City Clerk. Let the record reflect that we do have a quorum to conduct the business of the people this evening. Mr. City Manager, any addition, deletions, amendment, deferrals to the city agenda?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. No, there are no changes.
Okay, no changes. The agenda is now set. Beginning on our special presentations, the first one on the agenda, we want to again welcome the Take Stock in Children scholars that are here with us. We're going to call on our Deputy City Manager, Dr. Luman Claude, to do the Take Stock in Children scholar presentation this evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As city employees, we very often meet with people from different organizations that knock on our door, proposing projects, soliciting assistance.
Good evening. My name is Marlene Paris Lawson, and I am the proud Student Services Program Manager for Take Stock in Children of Miami-Dade, who 2 years ago, together with my executive director, were granted the opportunity to present on the benefits of our program and services as they pertain to the student residents of the city of North Miami. Take Stock in Children has been in existence since 1995 and was initially created as a dropout prevention program. The program can be found in 67 counties throughout the state of Florida and has served over 17,000 students statewide. As a result of consistent successful graduation rates over the years, Take Stock in Children's mission was revised to include college preparatory as a primary focus. Take Stock in Children passionately promotes personal growth, self-responsibility, and academic success for deserving low-income children through scholarships, mentoring, long-term support, student advocacy, intensive college-focused workshops for both students, parents, and parents. All these are in place because of the able guidance of his administrative staff, headed by our beloved Executive Director, Mr. Tom Albano, as well as the dedicated board members. Mr. Albano, please join us at the front.
Programs such as this one could not happen without the wisdom of our mayor and council. They have the wisdom to support education in North Miami through our educational compact and through fundraisers that benefit art education in our schools. So we would like our mayor and council to come down and join us on the floor.
Take Stock in Children currently serves 504 students throughout 88 public schools in Miami-Dade County. And we are very proud to say that approximately 53 of those students are City of North Miami residents at this time. At this time, will all of the North Miami Take Stock in Children scholars come to the front and stand behind the dais, excluding Junior and Keith Nora. All Take Stock in Children North Miami City residents who are attending all North Miami schools, please come up.
Just go up. Go up the side.
The traffic now.
You do that well.
There you go. There you go. No, right here. Right here. Up front. Right here.
Yes.
The success rate of this program is phenomenal, with 92% of the students graduating from high school, 88% going to college, and 67% graduating college within 4 years. And of course, this success would not be possible without the support and education of the educators, school administrators, staff, principal, school board member. And now, you know what we're going to ask. All educators, school administrators, staff, principal, school board member, everyone involved at the school system, would you please stand up? Everyone, would you please stand up? And we are asking all of you to move forward. Come and join us up front. All of you, come on.
It gets bigger.
Come on. Come on.
Have the educators and kind of find a window between on each side.
Take Stock in Children provides students with 4-year tuition scholarships that can be used throughout the state of Florida. Scholarships are purchased through the Florida Prepaid Tuition Program, and each year are then assigned assigned to the students once they are selected in middle school. The scholarships are owned by Take Stock in Children and are officially awarded to the students in an official graduation ceremony once the scholar meets all the criteria for successful high school graduation.
And of course, the success of those young adults is dependent upon the support and guidance they receive at home, where a father, mother, an aunt, or an elder sibling may be the guiding light. And so, at this point, we will ask anyone who's related to any of these scholars to come and join us in front. Parents.
Toute famille qui nous a eu tant pis présentez-nous devant. Merci.
Non, pas famille qui nous a.
Tout parents yo, tout parents yo.
Parents qui là.
All the parents that are in the room.
Tonight, we are awarding the second North Miami Take Stock in Children Scholarship to a very special young lady, Miss Kitnora Edmond. We now will ask Kitnora Edmond and her family to please join us at the front. Kitnora.
Keith Nora is an overachieving 8th grader at North Miami Middle School. Just 2 years ago, she and her mother migrated from Haiti immediately after the devastating earthquake, leaving her father behind to care for the remaining family members. Before coming to the United States, her father imparted that she would be moving to the land of opportunity and that she was to make her education a priority, as this was the only way out of poverty. Taking heed to her father's advice, Keith Nora strives to remain in academic good standing since coming to the United States. Of all 8 applications that were reviewed, Keith Nora's received the highest points. She earned an impressive 3.3 GPA in the last school year, in addition to earning a 4 in math and 2 in reading on the FCAT. Her attendance record was near perfect, missing only 1 day in the entire school year.
Now is the moment for which we all have been awaiting, the presentation of the check. So we ask our mayor and council to present, hand over to Take Stock in Children, a check in the amount of $10,000. And the proclamation,
Give it to her?
and the proclamation that goes with it, all to support our second North Miami scholar.
Tom. And at this time, our beloved executive director, the man who makes things happen, Mr. Tom Albano, I'm pretty sure he would like to say a few words. Tom, would you please join us at the podium?
Actually, Marlon is the one that makes things happen. But on behalf of Take Stock in Children and on behalf of Miami-Dade College, which supports Take Stock in Children, we would like to thank the mayor, the vice mayor, the city councilman for their leadership, for their vision in awarding these scholarships to the citizens of North Miami. It is a great honor and responsibility that we take in administering these scholarships and taking on these students. And tonight is a night that we honor a new student coming into our program. So we welcome you, and we assure the parents that this is a journey that we're going to do together. This is a journey that we're going to follow with support from a mentor, support from an advocate, support from Miami-Dade College, support from Take Stock in Children, and we're going to take this moment all the way to college graduation. So once again, thank you for your support.
I don't suppose we recognize the mentors. If there are mentors in the Take Stock in Children mentors in the audience, just please stand so we can applaud you.
Our mayor gave the proclamation. I'm sure you want to say a few words.
Thank you. I mean, not much. I mean, sometimes, I look at what the city is doing, and it's a reflection of where I grew up, where I came from, and what I had to go through. I mean, I grew up in the ghetto of Westbury, New York, in Long Island, New York, and basically, if it wasn't programs like this that actually, guided me through the process and actually made it through college and law school, my life would have been totally different and a disaster. And I thank the city of North Miami for realizing that it's very important that one size does not fit all. The program that you have at other schools may not work in the city of North Miami, and the city council along with the manager actually realized that and basically has taken the leadership to make sure that we supplement some of those programs that are coming out from the Miami-Dade County Public Schools. So again, Vice Mayor Steriel, Councilman Galvin, Councilman Marcellus, Councilman Blen, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for supporting education here in the city of North Miami. And Take Stock in Children, thank you so much for being here, because really, I mean, you started it, although, when we first met, I realized that we need to fund this program, but, you started it, and thank you. As you said, Marley made it all happen. Thank you so much for all your work in this area. So I would like to present this proclamation again to you. Thank you so much for your hard work. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much.
We cannot conclude this presentation and celebration of the North Miami second scholar without hearing from our first scholar, Junior Joseph.
Junior, would you please come to the mic and share please let everyone know how being awarded this college tuition scholarship has changed your life.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This scholarship has changed my life because usually when I go to school, I just strive to get a B or C. But now I have people watching my grades, looking how am I doing in school, am I keeping a good grade, a good grade point average, and I have people thinking about me am I doing good or not in school. So it helps me keep a good grade point average.
On behalf of the city and our mayor and council, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
But I think it's because of a lot of people moving around here. I'll run in the back. Youth Opportunity Board is doing their thing, so you're going to stay down.
Thank you,
Okay, while we're making our rounds, I'm gonna call on Bill Carr, I'm gonna call on Bill Carr along with the educator Heather Holliday, the chairperson of the Youth Opportunity Board, for their presentation.
Hi there.
Hi, I'm going to turn this around. Yes, we have presents. We come bearing gifts tonight. All right. Good evening, everyone. That was a kind of a tough act to follow, although kind of a fitting one because the Youth Opportunity Board here at the City of North Miami does some amazing programs with a very, very tiny budget, and I'm going to present to you the recipients of 2 of those tonight. The first of which is the Bill Carr Youth Recognition Program. The Youth Recognition Program basically recognizes students who reside in North Miami or attend North Miami schools for good citizenship at all grade levels. Winners tonight will receive a book and a gift certificate courtesy of Barnes & Noble and an award certificate from the City of North Miami. As your names are called, you're going to come up and then you'll get your gifts and your certificates, and if you can stand, then when we're all together, we'll take a picture with the City Council. So our first winner for tonight, and these are in alphabetical order, is Deborah Augustin from North Miami Elementary School. Deborah? 11-year-old Deborah is recognized by her school counselor for her dedication to both academic performance and community service activities. In school, she assists with morning announcements. After school, she participates in the Common Threads cooking class, and then she helps her siblings with their homework and household chores. On the weekend, she performs at her church and prepares food for church fundraising efforts. After the devastating earthquake in Haiti, she, her family, and a nurse went to Haiti to distribute food, clothing, and medical supplies to the needy. So if Deborah's here? No Deborah? Okay, we'll send her awards. Our next recipient is Emmanuel Dorville from North Miami Senior High School. Is Emmanuel here? 15-year-old Emmanuel is recognized by the school's activities director for his involvement with local civic activities, including the 5,000 Role Models program, his tribute to Carlos Alvarez during the recent North Miami Hall of Fame ceremony, and his internship with Florida Councilman Oscar Brynan II. So congratulations. Our third awardee is Janelle Duchesne from Natural Bridge Elementary School. Thanks, Janelle. Little. 10-year-old Janelle is recognized by her principal for her maturity despite her young age. She's described as a well-rounded student who excels academically and socially and puts her talents and interests to use as an anchor for the school's closed-circuit TV morning announcements, and is a member of the Natural Bridge Choir and Art Club, as well as a member of the Miami Choral Academy. It's a lot packed into a little girl. Our next awardee is Adams Fontil. Is Adams here? Come on up. From W.J. Bryan Elementary School. 11-year-old Adams is recognized for his perseverance despite having to adapt to a new language and culture when he emigrated from Haiti just 2 years ago. From ESOL to academic excellence, he takes great pride in improving himself and his new community and is on track for high scholastic achievement. In the words of one of his teachers, he absorbs information quickly and applies it to all areas of his life, including his participation in the 5,000 Role Models program and his dedication to taking care of the school's pond, garden, and flags. And our final student recipient of the evening is Ryan Legros from North Miami Senior High School. Is Ryan here? Ryan? No Ryan. All right, I'll tell you about him anyway. 17-year-old Ryan is recognized for his hardworking, friendly, and cooperative attitude in the school and community. This past summer, he volunteered over 100 hours to assist the school administrators in various campus projects. He can often be found helping elderly citizens in our community. In the words of his nominator, he gives back to our school, gains meaningful interactions with his community, and contributes to society in positive ways. He sets a wonderful example for his peers to follow. Ryan is also on track to a bright future through his membership in the Business Professional Association, Career Education Club, and his impressive academic achievements. So we'll get his awards to him. So we have all our students. Would you like to take a photo, Pam? Big smiles. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations. And these last awards are actually for the folks in our community who really uphold and share the Youth Opportunity Board's vision for helping students in our community by providing knowledge, support, and encouragement to the young people in our community. These deserving educators tonight will receive a certificate of appreciation from the North Miami City Council, as well as a little goodie bag courtesy of Nova Southeastern University's Fischler School of Education. So we have quite a few of these. It was really hard to decide between them because they're amazing candidates, so bear with me. Our first award is for Alicia Span Brazil from North Miami Elementary. Alicia is recognized by a fellow educator for her commitment to coming to school every day filled with a passion to teach. Perfect attendance is just the start. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. My bad. Oh. She is known for treating every student and fellow teacher with love and respect, helping them in any way she can. She has served as the 5th grade chairperson for 5 years, directs the school's Future Educators of America Club, and coordinates field trips for graduating students. Ms. Brazil and her husband, Elvis, also sponsor a scholarship fund for Miami-Dade College students. So, excellent. Our next recipient is Maria Bullard from Natural Bridge Elementary School. Maria Bullard is recognized by the school's principal for her flexibility in changing her teaching assignment from general education to autism spectrum disorder halfway through the year due to budgeting issues. She accepted and embraced the change, displaying a willingness to learn and a dedication to reach these special students. And the difference that has been made in the students is nothing short of remarkable. So congratulations, Maria. Our next honoree is Dr. Letitia English. Dr. English, are you here? From W.J. Bryan Elementary School, correct? Okay. Dr. English is recognized by the school's community specialist for her 22 years of service and her unwavering commitment to helping every student achieve their full potential. Her students consistently demonstrate quantifiable academic achievement gains, owing in part to her attitude that there are no challenges, only opportunities for improvement. During her career, she has been named Teacher of the Year 5 times, has served for program manager for a principal operated program, and in her spare time, she's vice president for the local Kiwanis Club. Her spare time. Our next honoree is Jill Hyman from North Miami Elementary School. School counselor Jill Hyman is recognized by the school's principal for her service to students, parents, and staff at North Miami Elementary. In her role as Youth Crime Watch advisor, she ensures a safe campus learning environment for all through activities like Red Ribbon Day, Blue Ribbon Day, and bullying prevention programs. She also coordinates the Common Threads program, for which she personally solicits donations to support the program, which teaches healthy eating and cooking to students after school. The Career Day and Truck Day programs that she organizes also allow students to learn about a variety of vocations. Finally, during the holiday season, she collects and distributes food to needy families in our community. And next up is Hassani James from W.J. Bryan Elementary School. No, not here? Okay. 5th grade math and science teacher Hassani James is recognized by a fellow educator for his lifelong and continuing membership in our community. Once a student at W.J. Bryan Elementary School, he is now the school's lead teacher for recycling and liaison with Miami-Dade School District for math and science. In the words of his nominator, Mr. James is the perfect role model for all young gentlemen at our school and in our community. Our next honoree is Casey McCoy from Holy Family Catholic School. Physical education and computer teacher Casey McCoy is recognized by the school's principal for being a positive male role model for his students. He gives his best and expects nothing less from his students. He's forceful yet sensitive, compassionate yet blunt, gives respect and receives respect. He is admired by fellow teachers, administrators, students, and parents. Reading coach Matasha Monday from North Miami Senior High School is recognized by the school's assistant principal for her consummate professionalism and team player attitude. She's described as reliable, dedicated, organized, diligent, and eternally upbeat, and a true pleasure to work with. Next, we have Gilda Pichardo from North Miami Senior High School. Is Gilda here? Science teacher Gilda Pichardo is recognized by the school's assistant principal for her unwavering dedication to helping her students succeed through after-school and weekend tutoring sessions, resulting in recognition from the Educational Transformation Office for having 47% of her students pass the rigorous AP biology exam. She also serves as a leader to her peers, sharing with them best practices and tricks of the trade from her vast experience. Next is Leanne Shemitz from North Miami Senior High School. Second year Teach for America teacher, Leanne Shemitz is recognized as the school's vice principal for breathing life into student learning on a daily basis. She uses creative approaches to inspire and motivate her students to kick it up a notch to achieve their goals. And I believe, finally, we have Soraya Trujillo from Holy Cross Lutheran School. Assistant Principal Soraya Trujillo is recognized by the school's principal for efforts to provide students with educational programs outside of the classroom. Because she knows that many of her students do not get opportunities to travel and explore our nation, she organizes fundraising activities throughout the year to finance trips to places like Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as well as a spring break camping adventure for the 4th and 5th grade students. She is described as a true servant leader who always puts the needs of her students first. So congratulations and thank you to all of our educators. Photo, and then we're done. Or am I going to bring the fit me in? Angle, everybody angle your shoulders. Where am I angling? This way or this way? Or am I middle? Okay. They're in the middle. Okay, very good. Yeah, I was going to say. It's like the paparazzi. Alrighty, everyone forward on 3. 1, 2, 3. And then now I'll let
Please tag me.
Who's tweeting this? Okay, we're done? Thank you, all of you. Congratulations.
Let's give Heather another round of applause for a job well done. Thank you, Heather. Okay. We're gonna present the Officer of the Month. Can I have? Okay, the Officer Fernandez is not here with us this evening. I think he had an emergency. That's the reason why he's not here with us. But Officer Otaniel Fernandez Odo has been with the department for 12 years. He's been with the department and he's assigned to the Patrol Division K9 unit. Officer Fernandez was nominated for his work ethic, professionalism, and tactical police force. On November 9, 2012, Officer Fernandez observed a car parked at an address at the east side of North Miami, occupied by 3 males. Officer Fernandez approached the car and made contact with the driver, at which point he observed a small .22 caliber revolver in the driver's side floorboard, and immediately drew his firearm and ordered the subjects out of the car. A search of the car revealed a clear plastic bag containing weed in his pocket. Officer Fernandez continued his search and further learned that the car has been stolen during an armed carjacking that happened on November 3rd, which is 6 days prior to the stop. During the armed carjacking, 2 subjects described as a 16 and an 18-year-old wearing black hoods and gloves approached the victim, snatched her necklace from her neck and demanded her purse and keys, then fled the scene with the car. Officer Fernandez conducted a thorough search of the car and revealed that The hoods that were used, the gloves that were used, and the rifle were recovered, and they all belonged to the victim. A record search revealed that the two of the subjects had outstanding felony warrants for robbery and trespassing. So for all that Officer Fernandez has done in this particular month, I, Andre Pierre, Mayor of the City of North Miami, and on behalf of the City Council and more than 60,000 residents, do hereby proclaim November 2012 to be Officer Otaniel Fernandez Month in the City of North Miami, and urge all residents to recognize and celebrate his contributions to the City of North Miami and to our community. So I'm going to call the Chief of Police to accept this proclamation on behalf of Officer Fernandez, and of course, I guess his Commander Key, is also here with us. Mr. Key, I'm sure you got a couple things to say about Officer Fernandez and the reason why you nominated him as the Officer of the Month.
Okay. First, I'd like to say thanks to the council and mayor. First, I'd like to say thanks to the council and mayor. I've been here 20 years, and as the mayor stated, that Officer Fernandez has been here 12 years, and he's like a walking hard drive. Anybody that he comes in contact with, any subjects on the streets, he remembers their names, their MOs, their backgrounds. You can ask him a question about any subject, and he'll rattle it off to you right away. I can say in his behalf, he's been one of the most consistent officers that the department has had in the 12-year tenure he's been here in the department. Like, he had an emergency where he couldn't be here, dealing with a family issue. So on his behalf, I'd like to say thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to call on Mr. Alex Contreras, the Senior Vice President and Chief Administrative Officer of Jackson Memorial Hospital, to come forward to accept this proclamation. This is breast cancer, Jackson Breast Cancer Center. Cancer is the second most common cancer in women in the United States. Breast cancer is one of the leading causes of cancer death among women in all races and Hispanic origin populations. The chances of getting cancer at some point in your life in women's life is about 1 in 8, with African American women being disproportionately affected with fatal cases. Today, and I think you're going to have to help me out with that, Alex. Somehow, I was doing the research. I was advised that there was 12 million breast cancer survivors living in the United States of America. Then I went back and did the research again, and I found that there's 2.6 million breast cancer survivors living in the United States of America. So the information is printed online, but I got two different numbers, so you may want to help me out with that. And so for all Jackson has done in our community, we are proclaiming December 2012 to be Jackson Breast Cancer Center Month in the City of North Miami, and urge all residents to recognize your work and contribution in our community. Thank you so much for accepting this proclamation. Okay. Can you tell me?
I think the number is more than 12.6 million. It's more accurate. 2.6 maybe in the location, but it's higher than that. And I just want to say, among with my peers in the back, that we are really happy to be able to provide the community. Guys, these are the individuals that, if you see that wonderful mammography band that we have downstairs, they have actually fought and got grants and monies to be able to provide our community with the latest state-of-the-art technology. So Mrs. Sylvia Skander, Mrs. Lopez, Mr. Rivera are really the integral team that I was able to acquire this van, which provides digital mammography for all our patients and for our community, and we're very glad that we can provide this resources. So thank you. Thank you.
Photo. Here.
You deserve all the credit. Thank you very much. I know you very well. Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, good. I just no problem. Anytime. Thank you so much. Okay. Also, December is AIDS Awareness Month. The city of North Miami again is pleased to issue this proclamation in the city of North Miami and proclaim December 2012 to be AIDS Awareness Month in the city of North Miami. And I'm going to ask Alex to say briefly a couple things about the disease and what kind of prevention that are going on in our community. Alex?
Thank you very much. As you know, this in the past, and I can say this was a very devastating illness, and the community, the healthcare community in Dade County and all over the United States have made significant improvements to provide better quality of life to our patients. Jackson Memorial, along with as many with other healthcare facilities, we have made significant progress in research, treatment, and I wish we can say one day that AIDS will be eradicated, but I think we can control it, and we're providing better quality of care for all the individuals that are affected. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry to interject. Russell Corbett with the Care Resource Organization is here this evening. They're one of the largest AIDS assistance organizations in Miami-Dade County. Also the people who sponsor the Angel Tree downstairs. You'll see the little gifts I brought for the kids. We still have a couple days to drop a few off. But if it's okay, Mr. Mayor, may we ask Russell to come forward?
Russell, come forward. Okay. Russell? No, we need a speech from you first.
On behalf of St. Stephen's AIDS Ministry, who puts up and sponsors and collects the gifts from the Angel Tree downstairs, and Care Resource and Food for Life Network, who distribute them to their clients with children, including clients who live here in the city of North Miami, and mostly from the clients of the agencies who live here in the city of North Miami, whose children will get these toys. Thank you very much for keeping AIDS awareness in the front.
Thank you. Thank you.
And when it comes to that angel tree that's downstairs, you can bring an unwrapped present for the next 48 hours for a child. So grab a little angel off the tree on your way out tonight. The Miami-Dade City Clerks Association donated over 30 toys. Florida International University donated over 200 toys. And Councilwoman Marie Sterl also donated about 20 toys tonight. A lot of folks have been coming forward on a group or individual basis. This is the 4th year we've done the Angel Tree, and it's nice to see it really getting a foothold. Sorry to steal your microphone, Mr. Mayor.
Just one last thing about AIDS. I mean, in the early 80s, immigration passed a law and make that a barrier from, admittance into the United States or even getting residency. And finally, President Obama asked the Secretary of the Department of Homeland to remove that barrier, and now it's no longer what they call a deportation ground for you to get your residency in the United States in case you have that disease. So again, President Obama, thank you so much for removing that barrier for the people to get residency in the United States and actually get admittance into the United States. Thank you. Now I'm going to call on Jackie Rivera from the City Clerk. And as all of you know, the White House Intergovernmental Affairs invited the city of North Miami to join Vice President Joe Biden on Thursday, December 6th, basically with all leaders around the country to discuss the importance of balancing the deficit reduction. And I think Jackie was on the line, and there were other city officials that were on that line. So Jackie, if you would come forward and tell the people how your conversation went with Vice President of the United States of America.
Good evening, everyone. Jackie Vieira, Deputy City Clerk. I'm here to report on the conference call that we had with Vice President Joe Biden, who was regarding the fiscal cliff. And Joe Biden said that there will be a middle-class tax cut, and he is requesting that cities advise what programs that they could be cut that would not drastically impact the cities. Cut from the fat, not from the bone. He also requested that cities suggest ideas for job creation and economic development. He felt that there should be incentives offered, that maybe the cities could come up with some ideas that could put forth growth in infrastructure and education. He asked that we send this information in, and Clerk Etienne has said that any ideas should come through him through his email, METN, that's METIENNE, at northmiamifl.gov. And as a sign-off, Vice President Biden said that he felt the conference call was very helpful, and he took questions and answers from anyone that had any concerns. And he advised that he would hold future conferences if he felt that everyone else agreed to that. And there was about 458 different cities online at the time. And it was a very interesting conversation, and I really did appreciate the opportunity. Some staff members sat in, and we all felt like it was really worthwhile. So that's about it.
450 cities, and the city of North Miami was the only 10 best cities in the United States that was on a conference call, right?
That's right. That's right, Mayor.
And the only city in the United States that won 4 national awards in the last 4 years,
That's right,
right,
Mayor, yes.
And the only city that won 20 state, county, local awards, right?
That's correct, Mayor.
Thank you so much, Jackie. Did you let the Vice President know about that? All right. Thank you. I'm sure he knows. Thank you. Thank you, Jackie, for your report. Now we're going to call on Mr. Alim Ghani along with Patricia Carney from Hazen and Sawyer to do their presentation on the water treatment plant update. We've been talking about, I remember when the first time I moved to the city of North Miami, we've been talking about this water plant, and I know initially there was a plan of $120 million to build a new plant and work on the one we got. So finally, we are moving into the right direction. I see that there are cities that actually get, their water plants into order. So I'm glad to see that, we're not playing anymore. We got those properties and we are moving forward. So thank you so much. And I know Hazen and Sora has been around town since probably before I got elected. Very supportive of the community, and I know they help out a lot with what's happening in the community. They also, right after the Haiti earthquake, they come around and help with what was happening there. So I want to say thank you. I don't see, is Patricia here?
No, actually, she had an emergency, but she has a stand-in.
Well, so I just want to thank them for what they have done in this community and understanding that it's not all about really making money, but getting involved in the community. So just tell them I say thank you for their work in this area.
As you started, Mayor, afternoon, Mayor and Council, this project has been on the burner for quite a while. For the past 5 years, the city has collected capital improvement fees with the intention or the intent of actually rehabbing and building a new water plant. Today I would say that we are finally there. We are the first phase of permitting. Is most of it is on the first phase is completed, and we are moving along to the other 3 phases or 4 phases of this project. Together with this presentation on the water plant, we have 2 sister items, which would be the funding for the project or partial funding for the project, and also the approving or the proposed approving of the contractor who is here as well. So there are several items on the agenda pertaining to this presentation that I'm about to give. Beginning with a brief history. The Winston Water Plant was built prior to 1964, and prior to 1964. At the time it was built, it was traditionally a lime softening plant with a permitted capacity of 9.3 MGDs. The present demand for the city of North Miami is approximately 13.5 million gallons of water per day. The city of North Miami actually owned and operated 2 water treatment plants. One was actually located to the south of City Hall, which was abandoned because of saltwater intrusion. And this is one of the reasons why we are trying to be proactive in moving forward and in sort of writing our own script or gaining our control of the water supply system that the city has. Presently, we have our raw water, which is obtained from the Biscayne Aquifer from 8 aquifer wells. A few of the highlights: the city plant, as old as it is, we have actually won the 2009 Best Taste Contest in Region 7, and have been several times we have been runner-up over the past 10 years. Next one. The impetus for this whole project. As I mentioned before, this plant was built in 1964, and what has happened, new regulations has actually come down from EPA and other regulatory agencies, Florida Department of Environmental Protection, and also the local agencies. Some of these regulations that we have to abide by, or that came into being, were the lead copper rule, the bird rule, which is uncovered and finished reservoirs, the FOLOG virus reduction water rule, and the regional water availability rule. And with all of these, although the age of the plant was built in 64, we still had to abide or meet all these permitting requirements. Together with this, we also had a population increase. You will see presently this is the location of the plant, located between Northwest 11th and 121 Street. You can see from the plant itself that it was actually built, with no parking requirements. As it is right now, all our lime delivery, all our chemical delivery. If you notice, between the tanks, you will see on the slide where there are actually employee parking between those tanks. So with the expansion, and you can see the reason why we are looking at not only for the expansion to the adjacent properties, but also to acquire these properties for building the labs and building other facilities to go with this expansion. Next one. This is just a schematic of the whole treatment process that we are going to be enhancing. All right, we try to get it. This slides, or these slides that we are getting into now, is actually what got us up to this point. A feasibility study was done in the year 2005 by Metcalf and Eddy to determine the best source of action and the concept and the level of service that we are trying to provide with the expansion. An RFQ was done to hire the engineering company. That was done. The company selected was Hazen and Sawyer to do the design, and based on their analysis and model that was done on the system, several alternatives were given to the city. And these are the alternatives outlined here. The most cost-effective alternative at the time, or that was selected, was the actual upgrading of the Winston water plant and also continued purchase with Miami-Dade County to supplement the other 4.5 to 5 million gallons per day. The other two tasks that we are looking at, or there's going to be 3 more tasks after this, the plant and the well surveys. This has already started. The lime sludge disposal, we are working on a contract with Miami-Dade County for the sludge disposal, which is a very innovative way and most cost-effective presently. Next. And with that, I'm going to turn it over now to George from Hazen and Sawyer to complete the presentation.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jorge Atoche, project engineer with Hazen and Sawyer. The task that we are currently working on is in progress. It's the actual rehabilitation of the entire water treatment plant facilities. The initial bid package that was out for bid is the filter rehab, and that was expedited for the state revolving funding needs. It went out for bid in July and is actually pending award, and I think it's on the agenda today. The bid package 2 was going to deal with the raw water wells in the plant site, and that has been now included into bid package 3, which is the complete water plant improvements. At this point, we almost at the completion of the basis of design report. The drawings and the specifications are about 50%, and the project is anticipated to go out for bid in June of next year. This figure shows the different bid packages that we are working on. The area in blue, it's actually showing the filter rehab project, bid package number 1. The area with dashed in red, which is all the existing entire plant site, it's going to be included on the bid package 3, which has all the improvements to the water treatment plant, including a new administration building. And across the street, after city is currently locating land for purchase, it will be a future bid package 4. We will include some water storage tanks. This is just a schematic of the proposed improvements. The proposed administration building is shown on this figure. The floor plans, the first floor on the left and the second floor on the right. This building will include all the facilities for the plant operations and administrations, and also a new electrical building, and will also provide a space for a dedicated emergency operations center for the city on the first floor that will be isolated from the other facilities. Yalim, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, actually, the new or the proposed building is actually going to be housed the emergency management center, since the city of North Miami is also a sister city for 5 other regional cities or regional EOC. The city hall building, our present EOC, is actually below the base flood elevation, which does not meet the federal requirements. The proposed facility on the west side or at the water plant will meet all the present and future needs for an emergency operations center.
We have already developed preliminary architectural renderings of the proposed building. This is showing a Mediterranean, architectural style. This is the front view of the building. Another view showing the observation deck and an egress on the back of the building, and also an electrical building on the first floor. And this is a view of the front of the building, also showing the observation deck on the second floor. A future task, we will name it task number 4, will include 2 new ground storage tanks that will be located on new property across the street from the existing water treatment plant that is shown on the posters on the right side. Also, another task that has been completed is the rehabilitation of the underground well casings for all the wells offside the plant. There are 6 wells. And finally, task 6 will include all the construction phase services that will start, as soon as phase 1 is in construction. And task 7 will include the rehabilitation of all the raw water transmission lines that take the water from the offsite well field to the water plant. Finally, this is a summary of the actual estimated construction cost for all these different projects. The filter rehab is the bid package 1 that has been already bid, and the other ones are preliminary estimates at this point. All the bid package number 3 includes all the water treatment plant improvements. Number 4 includes the new ground storage tanks on the new property. Number 5 will include improvements to these raw water transmission lines from the well field to the water plant and the actual wells. And the next project, the offsite well rehabilitation, is the one I mentioned it on the wells itself. And this is
with that, I think that's the update on the wells. Any questions?
Well, I mean, finally, it's been a while. This presentation has to do with a lot with what we're dealing with on, is it tab K?
That's right.
Is it tab K? So
you have tab K and tab L. On the SRF funding and also the construction.
So tab K and tab L. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hear from, city events, projects update, consider agenda, so we could actually take that out of turn. So while the presentation is fresh in our heads, if anyone has any question about that, okay? Yes. So thank you. So you guys may want to hang out for a little while because we want to really take that out of order. Okay? All right. City events announcement, Mr. Manager, Ms. Will, Pam.
Good evening, everyone, and season's greetings on behalf of the City of North Miami. My name is Pam Solomon, and I'd like to share with you a few of our upcoming events for the remainder of December and moving into the new year as well. Also, these posters that we have, we're going to put on the lobby, so as you leave tonight, you'll be able to get an up-close view of the schematics of the water plant. So we'll make those available outside. Starting tomorrow on 12/12/12, we have our So-and-So Quilters is a group that meets weekly rather, at the Griffin Center as part of our Parks and Recreation Department. It's a group of quilters and crafters, and tomorrow they're making their yearly donation of a large portion of their work that they've completed throughout the year. So if you're available during the day, it's great to come out and support our local groups. They've quilted and crocheted a number of items that they will be donating to the North Miami Foundation for Senior Citizens, as well as the Lotus House. So that'll be at the Griffin Center, located at 12220 Griffin Boulevard at 11 a.m. Tomorrow evening here in the Mocha Plaza, on behalf of Rabbi Daniel Green of the Keystone Jewish Center, he would like to invite the entire community to a menorah lighting under his direction, and it's an annual event. This is the 5th night of Hanukkah, and they will be celebrating with festive music and traditional foods. For details, contact the Keystone Jewish Center at 305-892-8927, and that event begins at 5:30 p.m. Also tomorrow evening at Nanai Community Center, located at 659 Northeast 125th Street, there will be a workshop on family issues and community integration in partnership with the City of North Miami, and learn about challenges that face today's youth, families, and communities. Topics will include acculturation, behavioral crisis, communication, depression, drug abuse, suicide, teen delinquency, and more. Continuing education units are provided for nurses attending this workshop, and it's presented by NANAI, National Alliance to Nurture the Aged and the Youth, as well as the City of North Miami and Nova Southeastern University. On Monday, December 17th at 6 p.m., the North Miami Mayor's Economic Task Force will host their 33rd annual holiday party at the Gwen Margolis Community Center, located at 1590 Northeast 123rd Street, and that starts at 6 p.m. Join us to celebrate the spirit of the holidays. Enjoy a traditional menorah lighting, holiday carols, food, and refreshments, as well as desserts provided by Johnson & Wales University. Donations toward the task force's annual scholarship fund, as well as new unwrapped gifts, will be accepted at the door. For details, please contact Blanca Cobo, one of the board of directors of the task force, at 305-773-9529. And last but not least, I'd like to share with you an upcoming business forum that will be hosted on Wednesday, December 19th at 5:30 p.m. at the Joe Celestine Center, located at 1525 Northwest 135th Street. This is geared towards all residents and business owners to discuss the downtown and commercial corridor plan for the City of North Miami. The downtown and the following major commercial corridors, Northwest 7th Avenue, as well as Northwest 119th Street, will be discussed, and your community input is invited. For details, please contact the Community Planning and Development Department at 305-895-9826. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pam. Any projects update, Mr. Manager? Since, we already heard from one of the projects. Any other projects update?
There are none, Mayor. If Pam Solomon could just provide one other announcement that's relevant to the city.
Sure.
Our city manager has also reminded me to let you know that our administrative offices will be closed for the Christmas break from Monday, December 24th through Wednesday, December 26th. We will also be open a half day until 12 noon on Monday, December 31st, and closed for the New Year holiday on Tuesday, January 1st.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda? Okay. Second. Anyone wishes to record a no? Hearing none. Motion passed. As I said, you know, the presentation was done, and I know some of these boys and girls, they're on the clock, so I'm going to try to get them out of there quickly. Mr. City Clerk, Mr. Manager, Tab K, Tab L, and Tab M deal with the presentation, right?
Tab K and Tab M.
Tab K and M. Okay, Mr. City Clerk, Tab K.
Tab K, a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager and the city attorney to submit an application for project financing under the state revolving fund program and to negotiate and execute an agreement between the city of North Miami and the Department of Environmental Protection, establishing pledged revenues, designating authorized representatives, providing assurances of compliance with program requirements, providing for an effective date, and all other purposes.
I got a motion for this. Motion has been made. Second the motion. Anyone wishes to be heard on Tab K? Public hearing is open on Tab K. Public hearing is now closed on Tab K. Councilman Blen.
Okay with me.
Okay, Councilman Marcellus.
No questions.
Councilman Gavin.
Okay, I'd like just a brief explanation from staff as to what this is.
I'm sorry?
Okay.
Explanation from staff about what Tab K is.
Tab K is allowing us to move forward with the loan application for the presentation. The state revolving fund has been provided. The council gave us approval to move forward earlier in the year to apply for that, do the application, but now when we actually do the loan, we are required to take this to council as a reso for the actual loan application to proceed with this project.
And that project is the expansion at the Winston Water Plant.
Correct.
And only the expansion at Winston Water Plant.
Correct.
Okay, Vice Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, but does it include the buying of the extra properties that we needed for the expansion?
This is the entire project. There's several components mixed in with this, with the entire state revolving loan. It encompasses the system for the drinking water, the sewer, and the water treatment center. So there are several components, all of which we will be coming back to council for approval, and that's required.
Okay.
So once we do the grant, we have to come back and do the loan application as required.
Okay, here's my, did we already acquire the property that we needed?
Yes.
Did we already buy it?
Yes.
All of them? So right now,
I think we're in the process.
I know that it was, the closing has done, we're still in the process.
Yes.
Oh, it's 5 now? I thought it was 2 or 3.
It's 5 properties.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
One pending.
Okay, motion was made. It was seconded. Anyone who wishes to record the no? Hearing none, motion passed. Mr. City Clerk, Tab M.
Tab M, a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving the selection of Pohl and Kent Company of Florida as the contractor to furnish all labor, equipment, materials, and expertise necessary to complete the filter rehabilitation project at the Winston Water Treatment Plant in accordance with the terms, conditions, and specifications contained in the invitation to bid. Number 31-11-12 Winston Water Treatment Plant Phase 1 filter rehabilitation, and further authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute an agreement for the provisions of the stated services at the cost not to exceed $3,676, providing for an effective date and all other purposes.
Approve it.
Okay, second that motion. Public hearing is open on Tab M.